8 years had passed, but Bel was still seeing how he had lost his leg and retired as an adventurer through his nightmares. The next morning, the farmers asked for Bel's help on the farm while he was on the way to collect herbs, and he promised to help the next day. While in the mountains, Bel heard the cry of an infant. He was vigilant. He thought it could be a pixie's trickery, but he really found a baby after following the source of the cries. He was confused, but he carried the baby right away, and he smiled when she stopped crying while staring at him. He thought the baby wasn't completely abandoned as there were haze for warding off evil spirits, and he decided to adopt her, thinking there's no other choice. 12 years had passed, and Angeline was old enough to learn swordsmanship from Bel. But obviously, she was still no match for her father, so she got hit in the head. Bel lectured her for falling for his trap, but she started sulking after getting hit for real, even though she asked him not to hold back. She asked Bel to pick her up. Bel thought that she was such a baby despite being 12. But he didn't refuse, and she happily hugged him, saying that he smelled really nice. Bel decided to splurge a little for dinner, and Angeline was happy after seeing the cowberries she likes so much. After their meal, Bel started washing the dishes, but Angeline wanted to do it. She thought she couldn't help him anymore after leaving for the city the next day, and Bel agreed after seeing her sad expression. He never expected that she would follow in his footsteps and become an adventurer. After washing the dishes, Angeline immediately asked for a hug from her father, and while in his arms, she promised that she would work hard and become an adventurer who protects the weak. Before parting ways, Bel reminded Ange that nothing is more important for an adventurer than their own lives, so she shouldn't push herself too much. Ange resolutely agreed, so Bel felt relieved and let her go on her way. 5 years had passed, and Ange, with her party's help, was already capable of beating a wyvern without any problems. She had become a famous S-rank adventurer known as the Black-Haired Valkyrie. Her party noticed that she was really in high spirits because of her coming vacation, so she told them that she was really excited to see her father after 5 years, and she wanted to hurry back to the guild and pack right away. At the same time, Bel was busy taking care of the fields when one of his neighbors called him to give him a letter from Ange. The guy wanted to thank Bel for weeding the fields, exterminating the monsters, managing the forest, and teaching their kids. But he noticed that Bel was excited to read Ange's letter, so he let him go. Through the letter, Bel found out that Ange was taking a break to visit him. His neighbors said that they should give her royal treatment. They knew that she was already an S-rank adventurer. Bel was really proud of her, knowing that it was the highest rank awarded by the Orphan Adventurers Guild, and he was looking forward to meeting her since they hadn't met for 5 years. At the same time, Ange was happily packing her stuff and really excited to meet her father. Her party was surprised by how much she loves her father. Ange invited them to come with her, but they couldn't join as they had to work with another party as a condition for Ange's vacation. Although they were still curious what her father was like, Ange described Bel as a strong, kind, and incredibly cool person. Hearing that he was strong, they immediately thought that he was an adventurer, so Ange explained that he was a former adventurer, and she learned everything from him. And they were surprised when she said that she had never landed a blow on him, and Ange declared that he was the best. At the same time, the guildmaster arrived, saying that a swarm of giga ants and their queen had turned up in Asterinos. Ange refused to take action at first, but she couldn't endure when she heard that a lot of people had already died because of the monsters. She was determined to kill every one of them, enraged that her vacation was postponed. At the same time, Bel was patiently waiting outside his house. He was excited when he saw someone from afar, thinking it was Ange. But it was actually a messenger. He was dejected when he found out that she had an urgent job, but he hoped that he could see her soon. While Ange was taking out her irritation on the monsters, still disappointed about her delayed vacation, and she could only hope to see her father soon. The guildmaster was amazed at how fast Ange had completed so many jobs, but he got nervous when the receptionist said that Ange was really in a hurry to return home. The merchant noticed that Ange was really in a good mood, and based on her luggage, she thought she was on her way home. She apologized for asking her to guard her goods, but Ange said that it was fine as she was just looking forward to meeting her father. Ange asked if she had heard about his father's nickname, which was Belgrieve the Red Ogre. The merchant hasn't heard of it, but she thought only exceptional adventurers would earn a title like that. Ange agreed, and she declared that she was really proud of her dad and his title, although the merchant could only imagine a scary-looking red ogre. At the same time, they saw runaway horses coming from the front before hearing a scream. Ange found a girl surrounded by bandits. She told them to leave the girl and get out of there. But the bandits just taunted her, so Ange was enraged, thinking that she would have less time with her dad because of them. Ange returned to the carriage with the girl after taking care of the bandits. The girl thanked her before introducing herself as Saren, the third daughter of the Bourdieu family. The merchant was shocked that she was the daughter of a count, while Ange was confused that she didn't have more guards. Saren explained that she rushed to return home after hearing that her father was in critical condition. However, she thought it was hopeless now, as she would need to walk for 4 days after losing her horse, and she didn't want to ask Ange to guide her back, as she had already saved her life. However, Ange was determined to bring Saren to see her sick father. She didn't mind losing her vacation, and she even offered to pay the merchant for the trouble. The merchant was happy to help, and Saren was touched by Ange's kindness. Ange apologized to her dad, but she was determined to make it home next time. Belle wasn't upset after knowing what happened, and he only thought that she was really working hard. At the same time, the kids had started calling him from the outside. After preparing, Belle accompanied the kids, teaching them how to explore the mountains safely. He also taught the kids about herbs, then warned them about the monsters before allowing them to collect the herbs themselves. After seeing the kids happily exploring their surroundings, he remembered how excellent Ange was at looking for herbs. He realized that she really had the potential to reach S rank, while he was just a wannabe quitter in contrast. But he thought it was fine, since he wouldn't find Ange if he didn't quit. At the same time, he heard a kid scream. The kids were in fear after encountering a treant. However, Belle immediately leaped towards the monster before killing it easily, but he slipped into the river because of his wooden leg, so he thought he was lame and that something like this wouldn't happen to Ange, who was clearing through a forest full of treants. Her party thought that she was really stressed, but Ange was just determined to work hard, so the guild couldn't say a word the next time she went on an extended vacation. Seeing that she was really stressed, Miriam mentioned that she knew a nice place, and they ordered all kinds of sweets after arriving. Anissa wondered if they could finish all of it, but because the food was so good, it was actually not enough for them. Ange wished that her dad could also try the food, so Anissa and Miriam felt bad when they remembered that Ange's vacation didn't go as planned again. Ange was dejected, as she had no idea when she could ask for another time off. Anissa tried to console her, saying that it was impressive that she made a connection with an influential noble, but she didn't care about it, and she was only glad that Saren got to see her dad. Afterwards, she declared that she would work so hard that the guild wouldn't be able to reject her next vacation request. And they were also raking in the money since they do nothing but work, so Miriam and Anissa thought that they should donate to the orphanage. Ange was surprised, so Anissa explained that they actually grew up in the orphanage. Because of this, Ange realized that they actually do not know much about each other, as all they've been talking about are monsters or their adventures. And she immediately told them that she was abandoned before her father found him in the mountains. Anissa was surprised, while Miriam was curious, and she asked Ange to tell them more about it. Ange wrote another letter to her father. After apologizing for failing to visit home, she told him about how she joined a party after reaching S rank. She said Anissa was the oldest, and she described her as very serious, never misses with her bow, and excellent at handling the troublesome negotiations that come with their jobs. While Miriam, who was a year younger, was skilled in lightning magic and better endowed than her. Afterwards, she told her dad how much she misses him and that she was looking forward to meeting him, promising that she would make it home next time, and Belle felt the same. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoy this video, and please subscribe so you won't miss the next part. And just comment down any anime you want to see in this channel.